Hi friend fan. If you don't want to miss any first-hand news from Manchester City, subscribe to the channel now, as we are always attentive to the latest news from Manchester City, and here you will always be ahead. Manchester City have reportedly offered veteran fullback Kyle Walker a generous contract extension, in an attempt to fend off interest from Bayern Munich. The Premier League legend has been weighing up his options this summer following a difficult season. On a personal note, that culminated in disappointment, having been left out of the starting lineup for the Champions League final in Istanbul. On top of that, Walker has just 1 year remaining on his current Manchester City agreement, and whilst also firmly within the twilight years of his professional career, his next move, should he make one, could be the last at the top of the game. However, whilst Bayern Munich have been hunting the services of Kyle Walker for a number of weeks courtesy of Thomas Tuchel's admiration for the player, a new development has perhaps swung a final decision more in favor of the Etihad club. According to Martin Blackburn and Dave Kidd of The Sun, Manchester City have now offered Kyle Walker a 2-year deal, as they attempt to keep the England international away from the clutches of Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich. The report states that Walker has been pleasantly surprised by City's offer, believing that it is generous, given the fact that he has recently turned 33, and feeling that it means he will still have a major role to play in the future of Pep Guardiola's squad. While Bayern Munich reportedly remains an option due to a long-standing ambition to play outside of England, it is suggested that Walker has been heartened by the proposal placed on the table by Etihad Stadium chiefs. Manchester City are not expected to seek a replacement for Kyle Walker this summer, regardless of whether he leaves the club or not, as Pep Guardiola favors a defensive system that features a row of central defenders. Following the FIFA World Cup in Qatar last season, Guardiola converted his defensive setup to a 3-man line of central defenders, with one fullback inverting to stand alongside the defensive midfielder. More often than not, that system saw John Stones alongside Rodri in defensive midfield, in a system that proved to be hugely successful for the club and ultimately win them a treble of trophies in a historic campaign for Manchester City and English football as a whole.